He never expected his day to spiral from a routine maintenance shift into the strangest, most terrifying, and somehow exhilarating event of his life. Kai had been sent to the upper decks of the alien station to check the energy conduits. He wasn't supposed to be anywhere else. Curiosity, that old human flaw, led him to a door marked private quarters, off limits. A faint humming leaked through the seams, and before he could stop himself, he pushed it open. What greeted him made his heart skip a beat. A tall figure, clearly female, stood near a console, adjusting something. Her armor had been discarded, revealing pale, flawless skin. Before Kai could even apologize, she turned. The blaster in her hand was already aimed at him, its metallic surface catching the harsh overhead lights. Kai froze. He was human, painfully out of place on a station filled with towering aliens whose senses and reflexes far surpassed his own. One wrong move and he would be vaporized. I'm sorry, he stammered, his voice sounding weak even to himself. The alien's eyes, deep amber with flecks of gold, narrowed. She didn't lower the blaster. Her expression was a mixture of anger and bewilderment, as if he had violated some sacred cosmic law he hadn't even known existed. "You see too much," she said in broken common. Kai swallowed hard. I didn't mean to." The words felt useless. Instead of firing, she did something completely unexpected. She lowered the blaster slightly and studied him, as if weighing his worth, or deciding whether his life was worth sparing. The moment stretched painfully, every second etched into his memory like a hammer striking steel. Then the door behind him burst open. Several more aliens entered, their presence immediately overwhelming. Family, clan, authority. Their eyes locked onto Kai, and he understood instantly. He was deep in their domain, and he had violated a serious rule. The leader stepped forward, an older female with markings along her face that denoted rank. Her presence was commanding, her voice so calm it made the station's hum feel like a lullaby. "You have seen her fully," she said. Kai's stomach dropped. Her tone was ritualistic. "And in our tradition, such a sight binds one to responsibility." Kai's thoughts raced. Responsibility? What kind of responsibility? He was human, fragile, small, and completely unprepared for alien customs. "She pointed her blaster at you?" the elder continued. "Not as a threat, but as an invitation. You have no choice now. You are to marry her as per our laws. A shotgun wedding is the only honorable resolution." Kai blinked. "Marry her? I don't even know her." "She knows you," the younger female said with a faint smirk. "And you have seen her. The bond is set. This is not a matter of love. It is a matter of honor." Honor, a concept Kai vaguely understood but had never faced so literally. The elder turned away, signaling the others. Preparations began immediately. Ceremonial garments were summoned. Notifications were sent across the clan. Kai's protests went unheard. The next hour passed in a haze. They dressed him in a tunic woven from metallic fibers that shimmered with contained energy. His human muscles ached beneath the alien fabric. Meanwhile, his bride by law watched silently, adjusting her own ceremonial attire. Her blaster remained at her side, a constant reminder of how fragile his situation still was. Yet Kai noticed something else. Curiosity. She no longer glared. She observed him, as if quietly evaluating whether he could survive her people's customs and expectations. The ceremonial hall was massive, carved from crystalline rock and illuminated by ambient energy. The crowd had already gathered. Their eyes gleamed with anticipation, some curious, some judgmental. Kai's heart pounded. He had studied alien traditions, but never imagined participating in one so personal, so immediate. The elder began the ritual. Words flowed in the alien tongue, melodic yet sharp, echoing through the chamber. The female beside him raised her blaster, not as a threat, but as part of the ceremony. Kai mirrored her movements, holding out his hands as instructed. Here, the blaster was not a weapon. It was a symbol of commitment. He glanced at her. She smiled, not fully, but the corners of her eyes softened. She didn't lower her guard completely, yet there was an unspoken acknowledgement that this was not merely punishment. When the ritual ended, the hall erupted in murmurs of approval. The clan considered the bond sealed. The shotgun wedding was complete. Kai felt relief and dread. Relief that he was still alive. Dread that his life was now bound to someone he barely knew, from a culture he barely understood. Later, she finally spoke, her voice calmer than before. "You survived. she said. That alone earns my respect. Kai nodded. Words felt unnecessary. For once, she didn't raise the blaster. Over the following hours, he began to understand her culture. The blaster, while a symbol of authority and danger, was also a sign of trust. By keeping it nearby, she showed restraint, not threat. They shared meals, exchanged stories through broken common and gestures. What had begun as a terrifying accident slowly transformed into something familiar, something almost human. Night fell on the station. Kai found himself in quarters that had once been hers. Now they were theirs. The blaster rested on a console within reach, dormant. She watched him from across the room. No words were needed, only understanding. For the first time, Kai felt something unexpected. Hope. Maybe, despite the terrifying beginning, despite the impossible circumstances, he could navigate this world. Maybe, against all odds, a human could belong here. As sleep claimed him, he realized something astonishing. He didn't feel like a prisoner. He felt like a participant in a story far larger than himself. And in that realization, he found comfort. Even in the strangest corners of the galaxy, humanity could survive, adapt, and perhaps one day truly belong. Please follow my channel for more videos. One click from you can change my life.